Why even care? Why even try? Oh, how? You can't tell me after AEW Double or Nothing this past weekend that WWE would go out of their way to put on not just, a crappy toilet humor show, not a crappy, intelligence insulting show, but a show that flat out to me said that Vince McMahon just gave up. Because that's exactly how I felt watching this show tonight. I had one segment that felt like Vince toilet humor. I had a couple moments where I felt like I was getting my intelligence insulted. But the theme of this entire show to me, Vince gave up. Tonight was a night that WWE was going to show its true colors. Based off of, the response from AEW this past week. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm saying AEW in a WWE review. If WWE is watching this, they're going to, block my video now because I said AEW? Well, to me, I can say whatever the hell I want to say. Because honest to God, you didn't care. Vince McMahon, even for a show building up for a stinking glorified house show next Friday that I'm not even going to be watching, didn't even have the balls to try to put on any clean-cut show, not just content-wise, but production-wise. The first hour of this show was so painful to sit through. There was two things that happened this entire first hour. And each of them had like 3 stinking commercials in the midst of each one. Brock Lesnar comes out, commercial break. Dolph Ziggler attacks Kofi Kingston, commercial break. Dolph Ziggler attacks Xavier Woods, commercial break. Shane McMahon cuts a 2-minute promo, commercial break. Roman Reigns comes out, commercial break. Ricochet and Cesaro made their entrances, commercial break. So slimy the fact that it just took me out. Like, a production standpoint, this is an awful show. Content-wise, this is an awful show. Nothing mattered on this show. Nothing made any fucking sense at all whatsoever. And it was one of those nights where I flat out tweeted this. I felt like, I put myself in Dolph Ziggler's shoes back in 2016. Remember that feud for No Mercy in 2016? That build for that career versus title match with Ziggler and The Miz for the Intercontinental title. Dolph Ziggler saying, I know, I haven't had much success with this, but I can't stop helping but coming back and wanting to prove myself. So I'm giving you the opportunity, Miz, just to, take that away from me. I tweeted on Twitter. I said, somebody literally put me in a match right now to take this fandom away. I come back every single week, hoping maybe something will change. And it's not. It's absolutely not. Not even a show like AEW, which, yes, had its botches here and there. It wasn't a perfect show, but it was a fantastic show and got me excited to see, a fresh brand starting up in October. And Vince McMahon flat out put on a performance tonight that just showed that he's given up. Vince McMahon, to me, showed he gave up and that, if anything, he's going to let this company die right with him. Because this is his baby. This has his name on it. He can't get over his own damn ego because he's just full of himself. He's a billionaire who's just going to do nothing but have stupid shows on the other side of the universe that are going to be like just, glorified house shows that are wasting matches we should see at WrestleMania or SummerSlam or other big shows that should be seen more live globally and not just, at some places because people's giving all this money for, and places that women can't even wrestle at either. Wasting all that. I don't care if this is a build to a glorified house show. This should have been a show showing that that AEW pushed them and they wanted to push back. No, WWE just simply flat out said tonight, we don't care. And I was just embarrassed to watch this show. Not just because of the toilet humor. There was maybe like one or two things that was flat out toilet humor to me. Especially that stinking electric chair segment. We'll get to that, of course, later on. I just watched this show tonight and I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? Why the hell am I even wasting my time anymore with this company? But yet, week after week, I come up here and still talk about this damn show, especially Raw. SmackDown, yeah, it's definitely not been as strong since this whole wild card rule took place. But at least to me, I still find a few things here and there that I can get behind. Raw has nothing. Raw has absolutely nothing right now, except for the Firefly Funhouse. The only two things on this show I can say I enjoyed was the Firefly Funhouse segment and that match with Cesaro and Ricochet. But that match means nothing, right? 50-50 booking, just to hype up the fact that these are two men participating in some stupid 50-man battle royale, the biggest battle royale ever. Yeah, every single stinking pay-per-view events. This is the biggest ever. This is the greatest ever. This is the greatest match ever. The greatest idea ever. Well, guess what? Your overhype has killed your damn product, and AEW is going to be kicking your ass once they start up in October, and your company is going to go right down the tubes. I'm sorry. It's true. And I, again, was just embarrassed to even watch this show tonight. Heck, to even review it. But I'm going to talk about it anyways, just to crap on how bad this show was. Like, the second hour was a little bit manageable to get through. The first and third hours, dear Lord. Dear Lord. And I'm pretty sure that main event match with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins could have been much more appreciated if the show just didn't flat out suck and feel like Vince just literally threw in the towel and gave up completely. You're just so full of yourself, Vince. And I have just lost so much respect for you. I mean, yes, you've had a successful business, obviously, to build to where it is today. But the fact that you're going to let this company with a stacked roster, all this amazing talent that deserve to show the skills and the artistic minds they can come up with, and instead you're just trying to rule them. Watch what Jon Moxley did on Saturday at AEW. Watch what Chris Jericho did. Kenny Omega, who I swear is one person who should not touch WWE at all in his entire life. Watching AEW yesterday when I watched it, honestly got me realize there is just some people out there that just need to not touch WWE whatsoever. And I gotta say, most of those stars in AEW shouldn't even touch you and think about going back to WWE. I wouldn't want to see Dean Ambrose come back to WWE. Jon Moxley in AEW is going to be exactly, what Jonathan Good wants to do. And he should stay there. But let's check the live chat first before I actually read this show. Read the results. Which, by the way, Cage Side Seats actually didn't even have an updated blog for live results for Raw. I had to find a different page to read the results off of Raw to be able to leave my notes and talk about this show. Let me see what we got here. We got Tyler. This show is shit for sure. Vince needs to get out for sure. Triple H needs to be in charge, please. Yes, the first hour. You're right, Tia Kupar. The first hour had less than 5 minutes of wrestling. Not even good wrestling at all. Worse than WCW 2000, which is not good at all. And yes, we'll talk about what Sami Zayn said in his little promo stick he did tonight in that terrible segment. Todd doesn't care anymore. I don't either. Would rather watch WCW 2000 and WWE now, which is a shame. We got a GD True Actor. Hi, I'm happy, channel crazy, cool guy. My phone is broke, so I'll be on this count. It's bad when I like you getting mad, and this is the first time. Oh, trust me, man. Well, first off, thank you for still joining me live, even though your phone is broke. But trust me, when I rant, I go off. Like, literally, I'm saying like that. I feel like Dolph Ziggler in 2016. Like, what? I still want to keep going back and thinking someone's going to turn around, and it's not. Like, someone put me in a match to let go of this addiction, in my opinion. This addiction. Anyways, AEW show 8.5 out of 10, which is not bad at all. Not even Seth can save this show. And it's not Seth's fault. WWE, I swear, has sabotaged both Seth Rollins and Kofi Kingston because they gave us what we wanted. So now they want to push back at us because they want to make it their creation. AJ should stay on SmackDown. He shouldn't have went to Raw. Yeah, because he's gonna feud with freaking Baron Corbin. It's the first time you heard me say the F word. Yeah, I don't usually want to really Matt. How do you fit 50 men in the ring at the same time? Who the hell knows? And my rant to Brandon Raw. Thank you. I was off today, and this is the Raw I get. Trust me, man. I felt this. Well, then again, just forget for having Raw. I still remember that Raw I went to in 2015, the night that the League of Nations were formed, and I literally sat there during that opening segment where New Day came out with all that confetti coming down. I think it's going to be something big and exciting. And it's all getting you my nachos. All that confetti got in my nachos. And the moment it was for Sheamus' world title victory, I literally stood up and screamed down the top of my lungs, I got all this confetti in my nachos for this! That's a terrible show tonight. And poor Kansas City for getting the show they did. Thank God they were chanting, this is boring, this is awful, and the AEW chase. Oh, I'm sorry, it's right. Did I say AEW on a WWE live review? Too bad, because I don't care. Anyways, Tyler also said Raw is shit. Yes. What's funny is that the commercial on Super Showdown said that it would be just as good or even better than WrestleMania. Once again, overhype, as WWE always tends to, because they think they're so full of themselves. They are so great. I'm sorry. It's Vince McMahon thinking he's so great, whatnot. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. You should be saying, I'm a dumbass. I'm a dumbass. And I need to retire. I need to give up because I'm stupid. Tyler says, yeah, the Wild Card Raw, I hated too. I watched Double or Nothing, and that show was so good. Again, it was, it wasn't perfect. It had a few little botches, such as the ending to that 6-1 tag team match, but it was still a fun show. I enjoyed it, and I want to get to know where these people were involved in that, and this is why I'm going to be tuning into AEW when it debuts, whenever it's going to debut weekly in October. And, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's going to kick Raw's ratings. But, yeah, let's start talking about this show and just get through it. So, the show opens up with our first wild card of the night because these wild cards, the same one, show up every single goddamn week. Kofi Kingston, which, okay, I can accept, the first part of him showing up because him and Seth Rollins want to know, because Brock Lesnar apparently is going to be making his decision this week about who he's going to cash his Money in the Bank contract on. So Seth came out for the same reason. Then out came Brock Lesnar. But first they're playing his original, next big thing theme music. But then they start playing some other wonky rap type music. Brock comes out dressed like a gangster, man, with his hood up, says the Brock Party, and his Money in the Bank briefcase is literally, like shaped like a boombox. And there he's going and going, it's like, this isn't Brock. This is not freaking Brock. Why are we doing this? This is stupid. It's making Brock look like an idiot, even though I already think he is an idiot and I can't stand the man, even though I wouldn't want to meet him in a dark alley. I know he definitely squashed me half to death, but this is stupid. He comes out just dilly down going, this is the Brock Party. Like, it's so stupid because it's not Brock. And Seth just leaves. And then because that happens, Brock decides he's not going to reveal who he's going to cash in on. So as Brock is leaving, out comes Dolph Ziggler to attack Kofi just like he did last week. Except this time, Xavier Woods came out to try to help him. Well, first, Dolph beat down Kofi. Commercial break. We come back. Kofi is being helped out. Dolph then attacks Xavier Woods. Commercial break again whenever Kofi Kingston came out with a steel chair like 3 minutes later, and that happened. Then we have Dolph Ziggler coming out, basically kind of like another similar promo to what last week, how he appreciates Kofi for all he's done, but that moment at WrestleMania should have been mine. The same exact promo he did on last Tuesday on SmackDown. Why the hell did this part? Okay, the part with Kofi being there to see who Brock's gonna cash in on, I get it. I can accept that, even though it was stupid the way they did it. But why did this have to happen on Raw when it is the SmackDown Championship? This should have happened on SmackDown tomorrow. Why the hell did this need to happen on Raw? Why? And too, once again, And I do like the story because it makes perfectly sense. Dolph Ziggler obviously, is jealous of Kofi Kingston because they're both been in the same shoes, and Kofi finally had his big moment that Dolph's been wanting for a long time. Makes sense. But how did Dolph earn this match? Dolph hasn't even wrestled since the Royal Rumble. How has he even earned this? Once again, December 19th, 2018. We're not the Authority anymore. You are. And rematch clauses no longer exist. Opportunities have to be earned. There are people who still got opportunities that aren't fucking earned. You make no sense, Vince. I seriously just. I still wish I would not have seen that segment. Wish I wouldn't have, because it's poisoned my mind. Just like that wild card segment has poisoned my mind big time. Because I can't get behind this show. This wild card rule, once again, makes no goddamn sense. And again, why do we have to have 3 commercial breaks, this half-hour beatdown with Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods that was the same exact thing that happened on SmackDown last week? The same exact thing. Repetition. We had the same thing. Filler time. Yes, it's a nice looking brawl, but we've already seen it. It was no different than last week, and once again, it's taking place on the show that's not the SmackDown's main event championship. I just do not get it. Why are these wild cards happening still? I don't know why. Probably just get Roman Reigns on both shows. Just that's the only reason why this has happened. Because Roman Reigns is going to on both shows now. Ratings going to go up. It's not going to work because you're still booking the guy like crap. This stuff really tanked tonight with him and Shane. We'll get to that in a moment. Because, again, this whole opening thing took like a whole half-hour segment, whatnot, as it was just completely stupid. But anyway, so next we have Shane McMahon coming out with his bodyguard, Drew McIntyre, which again, why the hell is Drew McIntyre being once again reduced to a bodyguard that is involving a feud against someone he's lost to? What's he going to do? Just continue to send Drew McIntyre back down the totem pole? The guy who won before, of course, Bray Wyatt started catching fire with the Firefly Funhouse segment. The guy who I thought Seth Rollins should drop the title to at SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre. But no. Now he's being reduced to a bodyguard, probably going to get squashed by Roman Reigns some point again, which makes absolutely no sense. So Shane McMahon comes out, saying he's going to be in a match. And he basically starts cutting some crap about this rivalry between, the respect between the Samoans and the McMahons, and just like starts like trashing on, on Roman's family. It made absolutely no sense. It was stupid. It made no sense. Then he's like, I'm gonna, wrestle a member of the Samoan dynasty tonight, one of the toughest members. We go to commercial break, comes back, it's Roman Reigns' cousin, Lance Anoa'i, or whatnot. It was just a stupid squash match, and before the match even started, Drew McIntyre pulls him out and just beats him down, gets back in the ring, and then he's like, ring the bell. And the match happens. He squashes him, and afterwards, Shane puts him in the triangle lock, and he keeps, attacking him verbally until Roman Reigns came out and took both of them out. What was this? This was just abominable, just abysmal, whatnot. And it was just an embarrassing way to put over Shane McMahon, and then it made no sense. Like, what's this? I thought this is about, again, this is all because, Roman punched Vince in the face his first night on SmackDown when he got moved over to SmackDown in the Superstar Shakeup. You can't say draft, you gotta say Superstar Shakeup. Let me tell you something also. You don't know how good it felt for me to hear the word belt in AEW. Because Vince, you can't say belt. You have to say championship or title. You can't say belt. Well, guess what, Vince? Belt, 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 belt. What are you gonna do, baby? From giving you any more money that you probably want to pull out of my pocket? Huh? Can't say that because Nia Jax isn't around. So yeah, this is just stupid. So a few that should just be so about that. Now it's tons about the Samoans are disrespectful to the McMahons and what, like. What the fuck is this coming from? Nowhere. It's just stupid. And then, of course, we also had throughout the night the Usos were hosting some Memorial Day picnic. It wasn't as stupid as the BT Memorial Day barbecue last year, which was even god awful worse. But it was all focused around the Usos and the Revival. The Revival invite themselves to the party, but Naomi claims that she invited them because they want to settle the scores, be friends, and whatnot. You really think it's going to happen to Usos and the Revival? And then the last thing we see is just them arguing during some game of cornhole where Dawson stops the beanbag from landing on the board. I don't know. Again, it was just so stupid. Pointless, led to nothing. Just another way to make the Usos not look funny and to embarrass the Revival more because they didn't sign their contract. They want to go to AEW. How dare they leave my company? I'm going to embarrass you more on live TV. You're going to have to jizz in your pants even more to OC hot. OC hot. Well, guess what, Vince? How about you go out there, you shove that OC hot in your pants and let us all laugh at you and see how you like being embarrassed on live TV. Then we have Brock Lesnar comes out again. And this was even more stupid. Seth Rollins came out once again just wanting to, say, come on, cash in on me. I dare you. Come on. Call him Brock a coward, blah, blah, blah. And then Paul Heyman reads the contract. And, of course, reveals that, the times where Brock Lesnar is able to cash in. Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate, the multiple-time champion, whatnot. Mr. Very likes the beatbox now. A veteran of the business, has been cashed in on before from Seth Rollins. The dumbass does not know you have a year to cash in Money in the Bank. Brock Lesnar had no idea you had a year to cash in Money in the Bank. Does that make any sense at all whatsoever? Like, if they had stuff like new guy who's obviously not sure of how everything goes, that character, okay, fine. But Brock Lesnar, of all people, did not know you had a year to cash in Money in the Bank. That is just so stupid. So what is this? Is this Vince is toying with us because he knows that nobody is happy that Brock has a briefcase? This is doing nothing for Brock, making him look like more of an idiot. It's doing nothing for anyone else, and it's certainly not doing anything for the Money in the Bank briefcase that hasn't been properly booked since Dean Ambrose. Well, okay, Dean Ambrose in 2016 was just an hour long, but long-term wise has not been booked well at all since Seth Rollins in 2014. It's the last time there's been ever a quality, long-term Mr. Money in the Bank. And it for sure as hell will not be Brock Lesnar. Because no matter what happens with that briefcase, no one's going to be happy. Brock Lesnar's going to be champion again. No one's going to be happy. Brock Lesnar's going to fail to cash in. Nobody happy because they wasted a damn briefcase once again. Just to go as far as a toy thus that's like, oh, Brock had no clue you had a year to cash in. Jeez, oh man. And it made no sense. Brock was still sticking around afterwards, sitting backstage, and he didn't even come out the rest of the show. So why'd you waste our few seconds on that big ugly ogre's face as well? No offense to Shrek, but, just call him Brock Lesnar the big ugly ogre or not. See, now I'm getting the mind of Vince. Thinking like, kitty, kitty, kitty. It's all about the kids. This is not a damn kid's show. Which was, again, very stupid. Then we had this tag match. Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross taking on the WWE Women's Tag Team Champions. Whatever I came to do to squeal. Because, once again, this is a bill for a glorified house show in a place that's not going to allow women to wrestle. So we're just going to waste their time on this stupid tag team match just to have your women's tag team champions lose yet again. Again, just get rid of those titles now. What's the point of having them if they're never going to be defended And if there's no friggin' tag team, it's legitimately to begin with. Only on this match is apparently Becky Lynch has a new finisher. The man handle slam is called. It was just like a very weak edition of the Rock Bottom. Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross win, and I didn't care. After that, we then had the match that I definitely enjoyed on the show the most. Ricochet and Cesaro, a rematch from last week. Of course, though, we had to hear about how these two men are going to be representing WWE in this 50-man battle royale, which at Super Showdown. Do not care. This is going to be just for bragging rights and what else to put something on their resume, and it's going to say do nothing for them in the long run. Sorry, but that's going to be the case with that. But I thought this is a good back and forth match. Again, these two need to have a pay-per-view match. I seriously want to see these two have a match on pay-per-view. If they want to have it Stomping Grounds, because WWE can't think of any better names for a pay-per-view, so they come with Stomping Grounds. Then fine. Do it there. On the main show, not the stinking pre-show. But yeah, so that was a good match. I don't care to talk about it because again, this whole show just sucked. Of course, R-Truth was running around again with a 24/7 championship with Carmella on his back and whatnot. Kalisto almost got him, and then someone else almost got him as well, but it didn't. The 24/7 title didn't change hands tonight at all. Let's take a break for a second and call this and go to the live chat before we get to the final hour of the show. Let me see what we got here. I went double or nothing, and that was so good. Well, I was right already. My prediction is that Brock cashes in the case on the first episode of SmackDown on Fox. Of course, to draw viewers, everyone's not going to be happy about it because no one wants to see Brock as champion again. Money in the Bank Boombox, I bet, will be on WWE Shop soon. And again, I will not be buying it. Brock is overpaid for sure. I'm screwed. Brock is going to cash in on Kofi. I'm scared going to cash on Kofi. Me too. What'll be funny is that Vince will hype up Brock Lesnar cashing in, but never does. Yeah, once again, why would Brock Lesnar want to tell the person also who he's cashing on? Brock Lesnar should be a guy who walks out there acting like, it's going to be a cakewalk for him, whoever he cashes in on. He should be like saying, oh, I'm going to cash in for a match against you. No, Brock Lesnar is not going to be a guy who's not going to be pulling a John Cena, cashing in, giving them a week to prepare, and then having the match, even though the match they had at Raw 1000 was pretty good. This is the worst Raw ever. This may be this or the one a few weeks ago, like a month ago or whatnot. Raw was just on Raw. He shouldn't have went to SmackDown. He's on both shows at this point. Let me see what else we got here. Vince need to go piss for sure. My impressions are priceless. Well, thank you. I'm glad I can entertain you guys in some way. This Raw needs to be put on the list. Raw in general is going on the list. This Raw is going on the list. Yeah. Almost done with the second page on the list. So, Raw May 6, 2019 went on the list. Raw May 27, 2019 is going on the list. Also, WWE Q&A segments are also going on the list as well. Dear Lord, was that bad? All right, what else we got here on the list? Oh, good. My day has been made because Robbie One Kenobi is in the live chat. Robbie, what do you got for me tonight, man? Definitely, make my night and wash out this god-awful taste. Iconic, doing the pose as well. If Triple H was in charge, no wild card rule, brand pay-per-views, and GMs for Raw and SmackDown. And if there were brand-specific pay-per-views, there wouldn't be 2 a month. There would be just SmackDown gets 1 month, Raw gets another month. Then, of course, 1 month of dual brand. Then Raw 1 month, SmackDown 1 month. Things would make more sense, and things would look a lot more interesting on the show. Not these just bland-looking graphics and whatnot that you're doing. Yeah, I heard that Ali was supposed to win, but since Brock Lesnar was in Connecticut, that's the reason he won, to events for sure. Cesaro, Ricochet, and a storyline similar to Cesaro and Sami Zayn and NXT will be excellent. Exactly. Again, I just watched that match the other day when I started my NXT TakeOver retro reviews. That match is Sami Zayn Cesaro TakeOver Arrival. Vince, go watch the match and be reminded how Sami Zayn actually can be a good talent on this roster, not treated as a comedy act and a joke, who I literally see as going nowhere except just eating pins for the main eventers. That's all I see Sami Zayn doing now. Why the Raw graphics changed to black and white last week? Again, because that lightning third hour, they're calling this. Mike, we're really glad that you do rants, and this is channel that will never, ever end for sure. Because, of course, we will be discussing AEW when that happens. Starts off again in October. Any other pay-per-views I am able to check here and there. Hashtag WWE needs Robbie. WWE at this point is not even worth watching. The WWE doesn't even deserve Robbie at this point. Robbie deserves to be writing for a company that will definitely appreciate his work, like AEW, honestly. Yes, if you want to write for WWE, go for Robbie. But honestly, at this point, I'd say WWE doesn't deserve a great writer like Robbie Kenobi, because he will just be unappreciated for sure. Let's see here. Me playing video games are more fun than this shit. Oh, for sure. For sure. Playing video games is much more fun than what we're getting right now. But thank you guys for stopping the live chat. As always, get back to the next. Okay, this I thought was going to be the main event, but it ended up not being the main event. This fatal four-way match for the number one contender for the Universal Championship. The winner faces Seth Rollins at Super Showdown for the Universal title. As soon as I saw this match advertised, I knew who was going to win. I knew who was going to win. And apparently, AJ Styles was being in this match, but he has an injury. And he was being interviewed backstage about when Baron Corbin attacked him. So obviously, we're getting a few of the AJ Styles and Baron Corbin now. And I don't give a single shit at all about it. And this match happens, and I didn't care. Because the moment match happened, announced, and how Baron Corbin was replacing AJ Styles in this match, I didn't care. I knew Corbin was winning. Why would The Miz win this match if again, he's lost twice to Shane McMahon, which once again, think about this here. He's lost twice to Shane McMahon. Obviously, he's not well liked by the McMahons right now. So why is he getting this opportunity? And then Braun Strowman and Bobby Lashley, they have a match. Why are they getting this opportunity? So obviously, Baron Corbin, who has nothing to do with Super Showdown, going to get all this match was the usuals. Corbin and Lashley teaming up on the baby faces. Take out Strowman for most of the matches, beat down on Miz for most of the rest of it. Strowman and Lashley then brawled their way out to one of the backstage areas, then see them again, and then Corbin just, laid out Miz for the win. I knew it was going to happen. So Corbin's the number one contender in Super Showdown, and I don't give a crap. I don't give a single crap at all, because once again, I'm not watching that show. This is the Blood Money pay-per-view. That's all it is. But let me tell you something. Well, except for, of course, what happened next. Again, this probably should have been the main event. But, of course, it wasn't. And the third hour came. First, we got the Firefly Funhouse segment. Of course, it's not just, the, usual, yay, kids, lighting up, typical, graphics, Now, of course, with Bray Wyatt showing, he has a secret, he can, he has a dark side inside him that he claims he can contain. But, obviously the past 2 weeks, it's showing that, that dark side's been more exposed than whatnot. But this week, the dark side pretty much disappears. But then he explains that his new persona is called the Fiend, or whatever heck he said. And of course, he's in some type of an argument with Abby. And then before he does a spider walk under a limbo pole. So again, giving us that feel, is Bray Wyatt gonna have bipolar or something like that, or is he can be completely trustworthy? Again, this first when this came out, this is gonna be some type of Mr. Rogers, kid show and whatnot. It's always gonna be. But now the fact that he's we're seeing the kids look like they're getting brainwashed. We're seeing this this other persona of Bray Wyatt seem to battle on his his good-hearted side and whatnot. Again, it's one of the only things that got me interested right now. But knowing WWE, they'll screw this up too, because that's what they always do. They screw things and sabotage things up that the fans actually do enjoy. And of course, we had that. Oh God. Oh my God. So then we had advertised, very late in the show, advertised that tonight we're going to be getting some segment called the electric chair with Sami Zayn. And immediately I saw it, I'm thinking, this is just going to be another one of those Bobby Sisters like level segments, or just any. It's going to be on the same level as any segment last year involving the build for him and Bobby Lashley at Money in the Bank last year. And it was exactly that. Sami Zayn came out, sat in this god ugly chair, and the crowd was going to be asking him any types of questions they wanted to. Basically the exact same thing as the Alexa Bliss open forum asking Bayley and Sasha Banks those pointless questions. And the thing is, too, is it's not the crowd asking questions that, they want to ask. No, it's literally the crowd being told to ask the questions that they're supposed to ask. And Sami Zayn just reading off a script and responding. Like, when is your retirement? Or, just like, they get some random stick about his love life or something like that. And I'm just thinking, like, what the hell does that have to do with the show? What does that do with anything to do in the show? This is some stupid, childish act that Vince McMahon obviously just thought up at the last minute and just wanted to have Sami Zayn out there and just perform another comedy act and just make him look more like an idiot like he's been doing ever since he feuded with Bobby Lashley last year and came over to Raw last year. I had hope. I had hope for Sami Zayn, maybe winning Money in the Bank, but of course, they got my hopes up, putting him in the match to Braun Strowman, and then taking him out for stinking Boombox Boy. And it just makes me freaking sick. So then, the last person asked him a question about why he hasn't become Universal Champion yet. And Sami says he could become champion whenever he wanted to. And then Rollins comes to the ring, and then it leads to a match with Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins. Again, I could have appreciated this match a little bit, but again, it was just a sloppy setup for this main event. I mean, part of the match, it was Seth Rollins, dealing with a knee injury, which he apparently, buckled his left knee, which is not the original knee he injured, in real life, 4 years ago, 3.5 years ago, whatnot now. But he was kind of battling that at the same time management. But again, seeing, watching these NXT takeovers I've been watching lately, seeing the matches Sami Zayn's putting on, even this heel Sami Zayn in the ring is not the same Sami Zayn at all whatsoever. Of course, he's a heel. His wrestling ability has to change 100%. But Seth beats Sami. Of course, he's the Universal Champion. And Brock Lesnar's still here. Brock didn't come out. What was even teasing Brock still being there if, one, the dumbass finds out that, I have a year now to cash in his contract? Screw you, Seth. It's so freaking stupid. Once again, the feel of Dolph Ziggler in 2016. I keep coming back to this. What's it going to take for me to stop watching this garbage? Seriously. Put me in a match against like Braun Strowman, or even put me in a match with Brock Lesnar. I'll take 12 F5s if I have to make me stop watching this crap. But I'm still going to be up here next week probably reviewing the shows. I probably will, because that's what I do. But of course, October hopefully will be the dawn of a new day when AEW gets its live weekly 2-hour show. And it'll kick WWE's ratings for sure. Oh, and also, I forgot to say this too. During the segment, of course, the electric chair segment, Sami Zayn said, why ask me a more worthwhile question like about AEW? Which I'm not sure if it's in the script or not. Of course, that lit up the crowd and myself, because I'm just like, shit, he just said AEW on live TV. Is Vince like that? And here's the thing. If that was not scripted and Vince fires Sami for saying that may have been the best thing ever to happen to Sami Zayn, because he can go run into AEW right now, run to Tony Khan, go to Cody Rhodes, talk to Jon Moxley, talk to Chris Jericho. He will get the booking that he deserves for sure. Because now I see no direction for Sami Zayn other than being just, a main eventer or upper mid carder just eating pins for everyone. Just because. But guys, that is my review of Raw. Now, for my polls this week, I didn't ask, what grade would you give it? It's obvious this show absolutely sucked. I gave it an F. even though, of course, I did enjoy the Firefly Funhouse segment and the match with Cesaro and Ricochet, it still did nothing because not just the content was terrible on the show, the production in general was bad. It was bad, especially the constant commercials at the most random times of the night. Like, again, we get like 50 minutes worth of commercials usually from the times I've seen for these episodes of Raw. We had to have gotten more than 50. We had to get at least an hour's worth of commercials tonight. There was 6 commercial breaks in the first hour. 3 of them we couldn't even get through the first segment, which made no freaking sense. But so my choices for my polls tonight on Twitter, how bad was Raw? Is it Vince toilet humor, enjoyed 1 or 2 things, average, or Vince gave up? 16 votes, nobody said average. 13% said this was Vince toilet humor. 19% said they enjoyed 1 or 2 things, but 68% said the exact choice I would make. This is a show obviously showing that Vince gave up. Vince gave up. To me, Vince McMahon wants this company to die with him. He's not going to let anyone else, run this business because his ego is full of him. He's full of his ego. Well, in the words of John Cena to The Undertaker last year, get over your ego. Stop giving us, these stupid scripted Q&A segments that obviously are just for your own humor that make people in the crowd like idiots because it doesn't feel real at all. There's only questions that you want them to ask them. And then quit with your freaking boombox, lazy ass part-time idiot, Money in the Bank winner. Dear Lord. But check the live chat before we get off here because after this review, I'm actually going to be talking about a show that I want to talk about. NXT TakeOver R Evolution, because I finished watching that show yesterday, but I had no time to review that today because I had other things to do with my family for the holiday. And of course, I'm not going to be watching SmackDown live tomorrow, like when it comes on to catch the highs, because I already made plans with some friends, which I'd rather be doing that than watching garbage like this. But I will still come up here and talk about the show because I love you guys and I want you to hear my thoughts as well and entertain you guys in some ways the best I can, more than the content that Vince McMahon produces. But of course, Tony Khan and AEW are going to be kicking some ass once it comes October. But anyways, let's check the live chat and see what we got here. Let me see here. We got Sean Gordon. How are you doing, Sean Gordon? He said, hi, Raw sucked for sure. Raw needs to go back to 2 hours. Apparently here, USA doesn't want Raw to be back at 2 hours. And that's USA's thing. So maybe if Raw went move to another brand, maybe go to 2 hours. I don't know. Who the hell knows at this point? Maybe it'll go to 4 hours. Maybe it'll be a 6-hour show before we know. Because it has to, just rain down on us in our content. Oh, by the way, also, apparently Rey Mysterio may be relinquishing the United States champion next week. Forgot to say it. But of course, again, cage side seats didn't have any, updated, notes and whatnot, so I can use that. So I forgot to mention that one as well. Excuse me. But anyways, let me see here. I wish they would let the crowd ask real questions instead of fake ones. Me too. Hashtag boombox boy. I freaking love your Brock Lesnar impressions. Well, thank you, man. Let's see here. Get your boombox boy shirt on WWE Shop right now. Not happening for me. Would you rather have Brock cash in on Seth or Kofi? Honestly, if I had the choice, I mean, again, I get either way, no matter what Brock does, that briefcase is going to hate it. I would say I'd rather just have him cash on Seth. I mean, because I don't want Brock to go to SmackDown. If Brock goes to SmackDown with the title, obviously, who's the only person Vince is going to allow to take that title off of them? Roman Reigns. Yes, I know, him cashing on Seth would just have him be taking Seth's win away from WrestleMania. But I don't know. I'd rather see, Brock on the opposing brand as Roman. Even though Roman's going to be on both brands now just because, so who cares? So I'd say I'd rather see him cash in on Seth. But I don't want either one of them. I don't care about Seth and Baron Lex Luthor Corbin. Oh, man. Sammy's going to get fired. Vince don't care for sure. It's an F straight to hell with Vince's ego for sure. Oh, yeah. And Lacey Evans, after the tag match with the women, Lacey Evans came out their usual walking down going, dun, dun, I got my blonde hair. I got my blue eyes. I got my big tits. Vince loves. Once again, I'm pretty sure it's the TV14. Vince would be, making out with Lacey Evans or Charlotte Flair or Mandy Rose. Okay, that last one's kind of jealous of because I would do the same thing. Just kidding. Once again, although again, Mandy, quit wearing the red. You don't look as good in the red. Wear the black again. Her, Alexa Bliss. You named them all. Vince would be all over these women if he could because he's just an awkward pervert. But anyways. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Do you think Joe will get the U.S. title back? I don't know. He could. I would rather see him drop it again. Nothing against Ray, but I feel like someone else could have used Joe could have dropped the U.S. title to and not Ray. I mean, I like Ray, but he didn't really need to be the one to dethrone Joe, I thought. But, of course, we'll see what happens with that next week and whatnot. But, guys, thank you for joining me for this live review of this god-awful episode of Raw again. I gave it an F. I had to give it enough. The production, from content-wise, is awful. Even though, again, I like the match with Cesaro and Ricochet and the Firefly Funhouse. I feel, if I wasn't already at a bad taste, I could appreciate that main event match with Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn, but I couldn't because I was just so pissed off of the show enough already. But once again, just the overall production of the show was just awful. Again, flat out WWE and Vince McMahon saying, we give up. And in this case, give up, then why even bother anymore? Once again, throw me into a ring with someone else. I'll put my WWE fandom on the line, and I'll watch AEW in the fall. Because I want to see Jon Moxley, Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, the Young Bucks. I want to see them all kick WWE's ass. And Cody Rhodes and Dustin Rhodes as well. Because they put on a hell of a match on Saturday. Ray should stay on SmackDown as well. Yep. But, guys, thank you also for the 6 likes in the I see we got here right now. That's probably the most I've gone on a Raw review in quite some time. But thank you all for joining me live again. I'll be back up here very shortly, though, for a show that I actually would like to talk about, which, again, is my retro review of NXT TakeOver RAW Evolution. Again, as I continue to review all the NXT TakeOvers I either have not seen or have not reviewed on this channel, which will be all the TakeOvers up until TakeOver Brooklyn 3, because that's the last show that I did not review on this channel. But, guys, once again, what are your thoughts on Raw this week? Are you done with WWE as well? Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. And there's always a slap a like on my video, subscribe for more content on my channel, and follow me on Twitter at DemandAir93. And, guys, I'll see you guys next in a few minutes for my RAW Evolution review. So until then, guys, peace out, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody.